Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. It was only a matter of years from the Wright brothers' first flight to the invention of the first warplane. However, aircraft were very light and small during World War I. It wasn't until the Second World War that the first large-scale planes, the bomber class, began to appear. These planes weighed 20 times as much as the day's fighters and could carry more bombs and weapons than ever. And as planes became larger and heavier, landing gear systems needed to get stronger and more complex. Today, the largest planes can weigh up to 280,000 pounds, necessitating better engineering for both landing gear and wheel systems. One company at the forefront of landing gear design and manufacturing is Safran. This French multinational company specializes in aerospace, defense, and security, focusing uniquely on aircraft engines, landing gear systems, and avionics. Safran's landing gear manufacturing process involves using advanced technologies and materials, thus ensuring the highest levels of safety and reliability. The process begins in the engineering department, where teams of mechanical experts render each component using 3D modeling software. These systems allow the engineers to effectively test each section of the landing gear system before it even exists. Safran's landing gear manufacturing facility is extensive and includes a state-of-the-art machine shop. Here, the landing gear components are crafted, heated, polished, and coated. Computers, robots, and other forms of automation feature prominently in the manufacturing process, including during laser quality checks. Once each component is coated and painted, the Safran team will begin assembling them on the factory floor. Finally, each component and each entire landing gear system are carefully tested. This process involves subjecting the landing gear to various simulated conditions. Like engines and other major aircraft systems, each set of landing gear comes with a recommended manufacturing maintenance cycle. Different companies have set up such maintenance facilities all over the world. After a certain amount of time or flight hours, each component must be inspected, cleaned, and potentially repaired if the maintenance team discovers any damage or corrosion. During deep cleaning and revitalization, each landing gear section is carefully stripped down into individual pieces. After cleaning, each part will have its coating removed so that it can be more carefully inspected and remachined or replaced if necessary. Once returned to like-new conditions, coatings and paint will be reapplied, and the landing gear systems will be carefully reassembled for shipment back to the customer. Embraer is a Brazilian aerospace conglomerate that designs, develops, and manufactures both commercial and executive jets. At their ELEB facility in São José dos Campos, Brazil, Embraer technicians work to overhaul and maintain the landing gear for their Phenom family of aircraft. This process is quite similar to what happens at most other facilities and takes place every 10 years, or 12,000 cycles for each aircraft. The goal is to get each landing gear system in like-new condition so that it can serve VIP passengers for another decade. The ELEB facility has 200 employees dedicated explicitly to maintenance and refurbishment. They begin their work with a complete documentation check, which ensures all the components are traceable. During disassembly, each component must be carefully tracked so that they make it back to the right system. After recoating the parts in a special dye, narrow spectrum lights can be used to look for corrosion, cracks, or damage. If any such failures are found, repairs are performed by the Embraer engineering team. Depending on the type of damage or wear, the team might use one of the dozens of different machines. Once returned to their ideal condition, the various parts will be carefully dipped in chromium, cadmium, or other such materials. From here, they can be remachined and subjected to a thermal assembly process followed by a fresh coat of paint and sealant. The last few steps consist of reassembly, structural tests, and finally, inspection. Unlike Embraer, companies like Safran manufacture landing gear, but not the planes themselves. Therefore, getting an accurate idea of what these systems can do requires a partnership with a company like Airbus. Airbus is a European multinational aerospace corporation that designs, manufactures, and sells commercial and military aircraft. Next to Boeing, it is one of the biggest providers of aircraft in the world. To maintain its stellar reputation, Airbus puts every component of its planes, including the landing gear, through rigorous testing. One particularly extreme test is known as the maximum energy braking test. This process helps validate the reliability of the braking system in an emergency situation. Indeed, when a plane is heavy and moving at full speed, its brakes will be limited by the amount of pressure it can put on the wheels. Engineers want a slight bit of slippage, as this will prevent the plane from skidding off the runway. The only way to properly dial in this amount of slippage is to repeatedly send a fully loaded Airbus plane down the runway and test the brakes at different speeds. Joining Airbus and Safran as leading contributors to the European aerospace industry is yet another French company, Michelin. Michelin's aircraft tire division produces tires for a variety of plane types, including commercial airliners, business jets, and military aircraft. Manufacturing a large-scale aircraft tire is no simple process. First, raw rubber is shipped to the factory in strips. Large rollers aid in designing the cylindrical tire casing, while layers of rubber and steel are then positioned on top of each other. Through the process, melted rubber bonding is used to affix them. Next, the interior of the tire is lined with bead wire, which helps provide support so that it takes on the right shape and structure. Once the tire has achieved the appropriate shape and diameter, a more durable rubber is placed on the outside, forming the tread. Inflating the casing fuses the casing and outer tire together. Following that, both components are cured in a high-pressure, high-temperature press to ensure proper adhesion. Finally, the finished product undergoes a thorough inspection to ensure optimal quality. The largest commercial and military planes have tires measuring 4 feet in diameter or more. And since they function more or less like car tires, they still need to be replaced and repaired now and again. Changing a tire on the runway involves using a special jack to lift the tire up from the strut separately. The same device is then used to slide a fresh tire into place. Thanks to this equipment, the entire process can take just a few minutes to complete. The average airport will see hundreds of planes touching down daily, which amounts to thousands of wheels and tires. In order to maximize safety, many of these wheels will be removed, replaced, and reconditioned. Many airlines have special facilities located near major airports where they can work on these tires. KLM, based out of the Netherlands, has a factory entirely dedicated to wheels and brakes. Here, the wheels and tires will be separated, with the former's bearings getting a new coat of grease. The parts are then cleaned and carefully checked for cracks or damage. The rims will then be fitted with a brand new tire and filled with nitrogen, which is less reactive than regular air. After sitting for 12 hours, the refurbished wheel is delivered back to the airport, while the tire is sent off for recycling or retreading. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.